Alright guys, let's keep this modal exploration moving. Today let's talk about the fourth mode of the diatonic major scale, the Lydian mode. Alright, so the Lydian mode is, as I mentioned, the fourth mode in the major scale. So we've got our scale degrees 1, 2, 3, and then we're starting on 4. Lydian mode is constructed of a root, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, and then a half step back to the root. You could also say that it's constructed of a root, major second, major third, augmented fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, and an octave. If we're talking about C major, then our Lydian mode relative to C major is going to be F Lydian, and that's going to give us F, G, A, B, C, D, E, and F again. On the treble side, our rudiment system is going to be an A rudiment, 2 whole steps, followed by a B rudiment, which is a half step and then a whole step, another B rudiment, a C rudiment, which is a whole step then a half step, and then another C rudiment. On the bass side, we're going to have an AA rudiment, which is 3 whole steps. Then we're going to have an AC rudiment, which is 2 whole steps and a half step. Another AC rudiment. Then we're going to have a CB rudiment, which is a whole step, then a half step, and then another whole step, followed by another CB rudiment. The innate chord progression of the Lydian mode is a major chord, minor chord, diminished chord, major, minor, minor. So 1 is major, 2 is major, 3 is minor, 4 is diminished, 5 is major, 6 is minor, 7 is minor, oops, and 1 is major again. If we give the root to the bass side and start on the third, then our 7th chords are going to look like a major 7, 2 is a dominant 7, 3 is a minor 7, 4 is a half diminished 7, 5 is a major 7, 6 is a minor 7, 7 is a minor 7, and we're back to 1 with the major 7. And since a mode's character is decided by the chord built off of the root, since the Lydian mode has a major 7 as its tonic chord, then we know that the Lydian mode is a major mode. Lydian is an incredibly versatile mode in my opinion. It can go from sounding, almost drunkenly happy to incredibly tense and sorrowful to full of mystery. So let's take a couple of looks at some different contexts of it in modern music and see how it's used. So one of the most prominent examples of Lydian, in my opinion, is right out of the Legend of Zelda soundtrack. In the piece Saria's Song, the whole main theme is just built right off of that sharp 11 that really makes the Lydian sound so unique, right? It's and it goes something like this. And it's really that, I'm on the 1 chord and I'm playing this kind of, super, very Lydian arpeggio. 1, major third, and then right to the sharp 11. Versus something like this. Or, to the natural 11. Very different. So while Saria's Song has this very, drunken, happy, mysterious feel to it, another use of it in Miles Davis's Blue and Green is incredibly tense and sorrowful, in my opinion. This is more of a focus in the Lydian mode, where the Lydian chord is actually the flat 6 of the minor scale rather than the 4 of the major scale. And it's a subtle difference, but it really generates a lot of tension. Right off the bat, we hear the sharp 11 over the first chord. So it's that, that E natural over the B flat. That E natural over the B flat really is very tense and sorrowful, and throughout the melody, it keeps returning to that kind of tense moment before resolving to the D minor there. The Simpsons theme song is another great example of the Lydian mode sounding kind of like drunk and goofy, right? By really hanging out and emphasizing that sharp 11 leading into the natural fifth, or the perfect fifth rather, without any sort of tension under it, it still kind of implies that major chord feel underneath, in a major scale context as well, or a major mode context rather, and it really, it just sounds like something's off, but not in a bad way, just kind of a goofy way. And John Williams makes an excellent use of the Lydian mode in his film score for E.T. In the song Home Alone, or Far From Home, E.T. Alone. And, it kind of... It gives this open sense of mystery and possibility. And a lot of times film scores will use the Lydian mode specifically for that kind of feel, this feel that John Williams has captured. And that's right in the opening notes of that theme, and it kind of gets developed based on that. So that's a couple of examples of the Lydian mode and a kind of a microscope on what makes the mode unique. It's a super versatile mode, like I said. You can go from tense and sad to happy and almost drunk. And to this sense of wonderment and possibility, and a lot of people really like to use this mode for a variety of different uses. So see if you can listen on the radio or listen to some music that and recognize the mode. Play around with it, and check out my Patreon for the exercises. And yeah, cool. Thank you. Keep exploring.